Welcome back to the Old Deer Hunters. Today we're going to be talking about tripod systems for coyote hunting. When I started getting serious about coyote hunting a few years ago, I wanted a tripod because I had to have something to hold that rifle while I was running the call and scanning the area for coyotes. And so the first thing I found was a really good product. It was from Hog Saddle. It's this tripod. It's aluminum center post tripod, and I had a Hog Saddle clamp mount that I used to hold my rifle. And since then, we've moved on to better things, and today I wanted to share with you some of the things that I think makes up a really good tripod system for hunting coyotes at night with thermal optics. When I first started out, I didn't want to spend a whole lot of money, and so I ended up buying a aluminum tripod, which has served me well for the last 2 or 3 years, and a Hog Saddle clamp. Now this Hog Saddle clamp is rubberized inside, so you can take a rifle that's not set up for a clamp like this one is. It has no clamp on the bottom. It's just a wood or a composite stock, and you just set it right down in here and you tighten this knob up and it holds your rifle. Now it's not totally secure. I don't really trust it to pick up the rifle and the tripod and throw it over your shoulder and march out through the fields like you can with this one, but it gets the job done. And you can get started for about $100 for a set of aluminum center post tripod legs, and about $100 to $150 for a pig saddle. And you're good to go. But as I learned more and more about how things work, hunters and precision shooters have started to adapt to camera tripods. Now the camera tripods are usually made of carbon fiber legs, and the yoke is made of aluminum, and it does not have a center post. When you shoot a tripod with a center post, one of the things you have to make sure is that it'll hold enough weight. I think this one's rated about 20 to 25 pounds, and you want it tall enough so that you can have the base all the way down. It's stronger, it's more stable, and you'll be more successful trying to make a shot from this type of tripod system. Now as we move over to the other type, this is a carbon fiber tripod. The legs are carbon fiber, and the apex at the top, or yoke, I don't know how I could call it a yoke, but I think the people who sell them call them an apex. It has a hole in the center that you can exchange ball heads and mounts, camera mounts, all kinds of things. So it makes it a lot easier to adapt to whatever situation you need. You can use it for a camera, you can use it for a rifle, you can use it for a spotting scope, and there's different ways of attaching your rifle to this system to make it adapt for different hunting situations. Now when you go to an aluminum tripod, you save money, but you gain weight. The first thing you gain when you go to a tripod with carbon fiber legs is that you have a much lighter package. The other thing is that it's more stable and will hold more weight. This particular set of tripod legs, which are about the same size and weighs 1.5 pounds less, will hold about 65 pounds. So I mean, you could put a big camera up here, a large rifle, a big scope, everything, no problem whatsoever, and you won't have to worry about it sagging or the legs buckling. It'll really last a long time. And by the way, these tripod legs are meant to be used, and they carry a 10-year warranty. So I mean, if you ever break one of these things, they'll replace it for up to 10 years. The mount that I have on top of this tripod is a leveling base mount. The way it works is that the leveling base sets down into the tripod, so it's very, very stable. You can use this leveling base or a ball head that I'll show you in a few minutes with this aluminum tripod, and it works much better to have a ball head and a clamp mount to hold your rifle than it does just a clamp mount alone. And it will work, and it works much better, and I'll show you why it works better. The second thing I want to point out while I'm here is that most of the time when you get a ball head or a leveling base, they come with a clamp to clamp your rifle or your camera, whatever on. Now most of these clamps are actually a screw clamp. They just have a small screw in there, and they're made for small cameras. I wouldn't trust that if I were you. I've started using one of those a few years ago and accidentally dropped my rifle in the field. After that, I discovered that they have clamp mounts. Now, clamp mount has this lever. This lever clamp is what you need to really secure your rifle, because I can take this rifle, clamp it on here. I can pick the whole thing up, throw it over my shoulder, take off across the field with it. As long as you use one of these lever clamp mounts, you won't have to worry about dropping your rifle. And that's the first thing I recommend. Whether you use a leveling base or a ball head, make sure you get a lever clamp mount to hold it on. One of the great things about using a set of carbon fiber tripod legs with an apex at the top is because they're easy to change out between a leveling base or other type of mount like a ball head mount. You can just unscrew it and you take this entire thing out. This type of mount is called a leveling base. It has a butterfly nut that you can loosen, and when you got your rifle on it, you can point it, up, down, left, right, move, it rotates, and then when you get ready to take the shot, you just lock it down and it holds the rifle in place. Some people like these, and some people prefer a ball head. Now this is a ball head. This is what most coyote hunters use to hunt at night, and I'll show you why. Let me mount the rifle up here. It's called a ball head because it has a ball inside the sleeve, and you can rotate your rifle in any direction. So you rotate this large knob over here on the left hand side, can be loosened and tightened. What this does is releases this knurled knob releases the tension on the ball and locks it down. It also rotates separate from the ball, so you can lock the rifle down and you can rotate it to the left and right. You can't go up and down, but you can go left and right. So when Mr. Coyote shows up and he's over there, you got your rifle pointed down here, you think he's going to come that way, you just roll it around and you can be lined up on the coyote before you even start to adjust the ball. It's really simple and it's really quick. Now if you want to, there's another screw right here. You can tighten this down and it will lock the ball head so it does not turn left and right. That way it's locked down and you use the ball head. But when you do that, you can't turn the ball head housing, and sometimes you get your hands in the way of each other. So normally you want to leave this where it's just loose enough to turn, but there's no slop in it up and down. So you can turn left and right, lock it down, take a shot. It also has a screw up here where you can just lock everything down and nothing moves. Some people like to lock everything down before they move. They want to pick it up, take it across the field, that's all you have to do. So that's a rundown for the tripods. I've also written up an article on the olddeerhunters.com, and I'll put a link in the description. You can go down there, click on that link, and I'll have 3 or 4 types of ball heads, leveling bases, and tripod legs, both carbon fiber and aluminum, to give you different options of what you could use. And I dare say that if you use those components with either set of tripod legs, or you mix and match, or if you just go straight to all the really right stuff and get the best available, I don't think you'll go wrong. It'll serve you well. and you'll hit more coyotes. If you got any questions, send them to me in the comments or just email them, whatever you want to do. I'll try to answer any questions I have. And thanks a lot for visiting Old Hunters, and come back and see us.